You got to fail forward. You know what I'm saying? Like I failed my marketing business. I failed a carpet cleaning company, music shit. All were lessons, all helped me get to this point. The kind of shit where if you don't take that action, if you're not that person who wants more, that overthinker, you'd be content and then you would have quit and you would have just got a regular job.
Earlier failures mold you into give you the character that you are today. Because as a parent, it sucks because then that means like your kids that you want to give this like amazing life, they're going to suck if you give it to them. So it's like, damn, you have to want your kids to like go through some really hard shit, but it's like, I don't want you to go through the hard shit. I want to baby you. Yeah, but if you baby them, then they're fucked.
I learned everything from online education, bro. I quit college. I sucked at that shit. I think I've told you, we've talked about the same type of people like Dan Henry, Russell Brunson, and all these cats with all these courses. And I paid for some of them up to $1,000, bro. I've gone to seminars that cost me $3,000 when I was broke as shit.
Do you ever question if your standards are too high? Like, am I just asking for too much? Are my standards too high?
I don't know, man. I don't want to be surrounded by mediocre, and I don't want to sound like a dick, but most people are mediocre as hell.
High achievers can't stand mediocre people, and mediocre people can't stand high achievers. I think Nick Saban said that somewhere.
We annoy people. We bother them with that motivation, that optimism, and that, let's go. They're like, chill out, bro. It's fucking Friday. Let's just smoke, relax, have a drink. Man, I got so much shit I want to do, man, and I love this. It's fun to do.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to a new episode of the Free Game with Crack podcast. Today, I have Rob from CLTV.
Hey,
Sir Rob, how you doing?
Appreciate you having me on, brother. It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute.
Real quick, your t-shirt, that's your shit.
Yes, this is me, Stoned and Successful. Trying to break that stigma, there's a lot of people who I feel think that when you smoke anything, but especially the herb, you're just an incompetent moron. And man, I'm the type of cat, I need to consume more to be focused. You know what I'm saying? Like, I swear to God, like, I don't get that, like, airheady, dumb smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like, my brain, I always say is the analogy is like a radio that has 30 stations playing, and I just want one damn radio station. If I'm not smoking something, it doesn't.
Hey, my wife, she's producing an episode today. She's over there going.
Same thing. Yeah, bro, I'm telling you. And not every strain is going to work the same way for you. You know what I'm saying?
Educate us.
Some will be those anxiety-giving ones that make you overthink and stress. Some, depending on the terpenes or the flavonoids or the different cannabinoids, right?
3 big words.
All big words.
Say those again slow for the...
Terpenes, flavonoids, or the overall cannabinoids.
Jesus.
So people are always focused on THC and stuff, but for me, it's like I found the right tool to help my brain. So I'm motivated, I'm focused, I'm not in my head too much, but I'm like very present. You know what I'm saying? Very present. Sometimes so much so I forget. I'm like, holy shit, it's Friday already or it's Thursday already because I've been just in the zone, you know? Got to find the right stuff, brother.
So how old were you the first time you smoked?
Not proud. When I was like 11, man.
Damn, my daughter's 12.
I know. My kid's 9 and 6, bro. So it stresses me out. I got a buddy whose son's 14 and he's a freaking saint. And so for me, I'm always like, holy shit, 14, I was in juvie. I was trapping. Got my first big charges by then. So it's like, I wasn't thinking properly, but I didn't use it as a tool to get me to the point of like, not a crutch, so to speak, but getting me through mental stress and mental health stuff. And then also those things of like the overthinking, man. I'm a big overthinker. I overcomplicate shit. It's the perfectionist curse. You and I both have it where we constantly want the best version of everything. So then I never take the action. When I smoke a little bit, you get enough of the fuck it's that you'll take action. You're like, you know what? Do it.
That's a gem right there. So sometimes smoking weed that's with me. A lot of times the day-to-day, I'm a very, you tend to overthink things and stress. And then at nighttime, I have had a nighttime ritual of like smoking at night. And then I'll smoke at nighttime. And then it's like, damn, all I needed to do is this. I was overthinking it like a motherfucker. It's actually so simple.
Gift and a curse, bro. It's if you didn't have that overthinking, you wouldn't have the stuff you have here.
Very true.
You wouldn't have come to this point in your life. You would have been content with the basic shit. Like, that's why I got to use this to bring me back to reality sometimes, because I'm a big dreamer. I'm thinking billion-dollar plans. I'm thinking, global takeover for the game type of stuff, but it's not always today's goal. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes today's action is literally just be the single task to get me to that big goal. But I'm always trying to do the most. And sometimes smoking brings me back, dials me back enough,
Okay.
But not everything. You can't just say every bud will do it. You got to find that right flavor. We all have this would be a cannabis education episode all of a sudden.
Basically, yeah.
But like everybody has an endocannabinoid system, everything in our bodies. And it's like you find the right strain. It's like a key that locks in, and your lock may not fit with this key. So you've been putting the wrong key, and you're like, what the hell? I'm not feeling it. For me, it's like that gassy, armpity, nasty stuff hits me, not this runcy candy, what the world likes right now. So I grow for myself. I consume my own product, and I grow for my patients too. So it makes it so what I'm doing has more intent. And I always think, I got to be focused and clear-minded. I can't be too cloudy. So it's always something where everything that I do has the intention for growth and success in it, even when I'm growing and smoking. I'm never just getting fucked up, or I'm not just getting too turned up drinking and doing my thing in that sense.
Yeah.
It's got to play towards my business.
I seen a video where Kevin Gates was talking about, I think he was talking about like microdosing with mushrooms or something, and then smoking weed and stuff. But he was saying he always sets his intention first. And when I seen that video, then me and my wife, like, we may be about to smoke and go for a walk, or like smoke and then go to dinner and then go for a walk. Or if we're just going for a walk, it'd be like, real quick, let's set our intention. What is our intention? And I'll be like, my intention is to figure out this, and this that has been bothering me. And then she'll say her intention, and then,
And it's like, that's the kind of shit where it sounds corny when you read this stuff. It sounds like the Buddhist mentality, like, put this energy out and it'll come back. But it's real. It's like the key to shit, man. It's like it's almost like brainwashing yourself to take that action. You say it enough, you do it enough, you're going to do it, But if you're always just like kicking around the idea, half-assing it, it just doesn't come to reality,
Yeah.
It's that manifestation, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to manifest, but that's the action and the intent, and you put that out there, even as simple as a fucking walk,
Mm-hmm. How do you introduce yourself to people that don't know who you are? So like, if you got in an Uber and the driver's like, hey, young man, tell me about yourself. And you don't have a simple answer like, oh, I'm a teacher, oh, I'm a police officer. It's like, what is your response to that?
I usually say a content creator, and then people are like, oh, you got OnlyFans? And I'm like, no. But it's like, I don't like to even say a YouTuber, because YouTube hates my type of content. I like to just say content creator or entrepreneur. But it's like, for myself, I make cannabis education videos, and I also have a podcast. So it's like, we talk about the plant and the lifestyle and everything. But then I also have a product that is for gardening. So
I didn't know you had that.
Yeah, we just got into Canada like this week too. So it's our 2-year anniversary in August, which is crazy already. But it's essentially like your all-in-one product besides your base nutrients. So like, you have your nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. Those are your big NPK. That's the main shit all plants will need. And you have additional things like beneficial bacteria, silica, and all this nerdy stuff. We did all the nerdy stuff. So then people can save a lot of money and just have your basics and then get this. And it made sense because we teach our audience to be more frugal, to be more, again, intentional with their approach, and to make a product that then fits that is pretty sweet. And to have so many people buying it, it's nuts, man. It's definitely a dream come true, for sure.
What did you want to do in high school? Like when they went around the classroom and they're talking about, hey, I'm going to go to this college and get a degree in this and then do this. And then they went to you like...
Bro, I was going to be a producer and a rapper. When I first met you, I was making beats.
So that's our backstory.
That's our backstory.
Okay.
Yes, we have an overlap. And that's how I met you originally, bro. It's because like, you were doing stuff. My buddy Bobo was out here, Bobo Gutta. He dealt with Young Primo and a few other cats out here.
I remember him. He was good.
Yeah, and they were like, man, just check out this Crackalack dude. He does like shit like you do. He's like doing music videos. He's doing all these different things. And I was like, man, I'm doing all this different shit. Nothing singular, just a million things. And I was like, bro. And just watching your journey, and we kind of just overlapped in some of the things we were doing. I got away from the music and went towards creating cannabis shit instead, but made beats for my videos.
Okay.
So I'd always have background beats of my own shit. But then seeing like your creative journey, I'm like, bro, it's the same journey, different goal. Like same goal, different journey. You know what I'm saying? Like essentially it's having to take all of the shit we've done over the years, all these skills that we were doing to try to build our own careers, and then now doing it for other people. And for me, it's then teaching people all the shit I've learned over the years, instead of me just holding it and trying to become some big famous rapper or producer. Now I'm able to teach people, a passion for me is growing. I love growing weed. It's kind of my thing. And then I'm able to take the knowledge I learned, the marketing, the branding, the content creation, all that from the music end, and put it into this different niche.
That's a gem, because I realized, maybe it was like a few weeks ago, it was like, when one door closes, another door opens, you've heard that and shit, right? But it was a lot of my success I can credit back to my failed rap career, because from me being a music artist, I move like a music artist, but I'm not a music artist. And I remember when I first decided that like I didn't want to be a music artist and I was going to do the behind the scenes shit. At this time, the only people that like a face that you would think of for behind the scenes was like Scott Storch, Dr. Dre, maybe Timbaland, Pharrell. In my world at that time, those were the only people that I knew. And I just thought like, damn, if I'm not the rapper, no one's going to know that I exist. And I didn't like that. Like, I think I liked the attention of
that's where
being
almost the ego attached to it. Like, which is weird. You don't think about it until it's gone. You're like, fuck, I kind of like the lights.
Yeah.
Kind of like the camera in action, you know?
So then that's where I was like, okay, well, I still want to keep doing vlogs and content and like promoting myself and getting photo shoots and different things. So it's like, let me put the spotlight on the behind the scenes shit. And then now, I mean, with growing a CD duplication company, growing a content studio, a recording studio, I'm competing with, I guess, other just business owners, but they don't have the background of like being a music artist at one point that forced them to learn how to put themselves out there like a music artist.
Bro, you've been in the trenches. It's like an MMA gym that's ran by a dude who's never fought. You've actually fought. You got experience in the cage. You know what I'm saying? So you have the fighter mentality or the rapper mentality, the producer mentality. You could provide that. That's the shit you can't measure in dollar amount. It's like, yeah, you could do any of the technology. I could learn that on YouTube. No problem.
Yeah.
But the mentality and having all these things to package together, saying, hey, you could have the cool video, you could have the good beat, the good song, but it's not the full package. You know what I'm saying? That's where like you're dealing with the rappers over the years that you've dealt with. You've seen them come and go. Because if they don't want to take your full package and all the information, I mean, it's consultation right there. If they don't want to take it all, well, they are going to fail unless they just get lucky. The ones who do, you could see they make it a career, you know, and that's the shit that over the years you don't get unless you lose. You got to fail forward. You know what I'm saying? Like I failed my marketing business. I didn't fail it. I just hated it. So I quit it. I failed a carpet cleaning company. I failed music shit. All were lessons, all helped me get to this point. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's the kind of shit where if you don't take that action, if you're not that person who wants more, that overthinker, you'd be content and then you would have quit and you would have just got a regular job.
Do you ever question if your standards are too high? Because lately, like with building and managing a team, that's been a problem for me where I'm questioning, like, am I just asking for too much? Are my standards too high? Or do I have, you know, is it the people?
I don't know, man. I don't want to be surrounded by mediocre and I don't want to sound like a dick. But most people are mediocre as hell.
Well, I posted on my story yesterday, high achievers can't stand mediocre people and mediocre people can't stand high achievers. I think Nick Saban said that somewhere, something along those lines.
It's so true. We annoy people. We bother them with that motivation and that optimism and that, let's go. They're like, chill out, bro. It's fucking Friday. Let's just smoke, relax, have a drink, you know, chill. It's like, man, I got so much shit I want to do, man. And I love this. This isn't it's work, I guess, if I sit back and say that. But like, I love all this shit. It's fun to do.
Where do you think ambition comes from? So somebody's watching this right now and they feel alone. Like they see this and they're like, these are two ambitious motherfuckers. I don't feel ambition. Like, what are things I could do to increase my ambition? Or do I just not have ambition? Or where do you think the ambition comes from?
For me, it was being broke and growing up with a single mom who was broke as hell and living in the fucking hood and being a token white kid getting beat up about it. That changed my mentality where I'm like, I don't want this. And I don't want my kids to have this. And it's like, I moved to the suburbs and I got around some wealthier people and I was like, damn, this is crazy. Like, this is regular life to y'all and y'all are depressed and eating Xanax to get through your day. Like, what is going, it's a perspective thing. And I think for me, it was knowing that there's more out there and being hungry for that. And I'm like, holy shit. So all I have to do, reading a Tony Robbins book or watching any of these, it's just like, there's the game plan is out there. Work my ass off, have the, diehard mentality where I don't quit, almost a crazy cultish mentality, do extra, like it's there. You just got to do that shit. So it seems, again, not everybody has it, but it seems obvious. It's like, all right, I know it takes a while, but it's like, damn, like I wrote down a goal by the time I was 30, I wanted to hit 6 figures. Didn't hit it at 30. Didn't even bother me. Now I'm at 6 figures and I'm like, holy shit. I literally daily, I'm like, this is crazy as fuck. Like I am blown away that I'm even living this life I am. Like my house is nice. My life is nice. I got a vehicle that's nice. Like I never had this shit before. So that for me is my drive. I don't know with your background, like growing up, if you had tougher shit, but it makes you never want to go back to that.
Real quick, if you didn't know, I offer a very limited amount of one-on-one calls. Whether you're feeling stuck or you just want personal help, go to crackhousestudios.com/call. Talk to you soon. Back to the video.
Yeah, it's often earlier failures mold you into give you the character that you are today. Because, which as a parent, it sucks because then that means that like your kids that you want to give this like amazing life,
They will never have the adversities.
they're gonna suck if you give it to them. So it's like, damn, you have to want your kids to like go through some really hard shit, but it's like, I don't want you to go through the hard shit. I want to baby you, yeah. But it's if you baby them, then they're fucked as an adult. Because I remember, it probably broke my parents' heart too. But like I always tell the story of like getting cut from the basketball team. It's different too when you're in the friend group of the kids on the basketball team. So like every birthday party or out of school things or during the summer, it's like going to this dude's house, but we're all playing 5-on-5 or 3-on-3. And it's like, that's your friend group. And then like getting cut from the team.
Now you're cut from the friend group.
Yeah, it was a tough pill to swallow at like 6th grade. And then I got cut again at 7th grade. And I think I got cut again at 8th grade. It was like multiple years in a row.
They were like, hang on. You ain't stretching.
But I think me being an entrepreneur and being like, no, I'm the motherfucker in charge. I think that comes from, it was that coach that said, no, you're not good enough. But in my head, I'm like, I played with these dudes outside of school and like, I knew that I wasn't the best out of the friend group, but in the top 5, but then to not be picked on like an A team or a B team where there's like 20 something fucking kids, it's like, I think you have bad taste. I don't like your whatever, but
I think you have bad taste.
Now I'm like, I'm the motherfucker in charge then, so it's up to my taste. And like, you don't have a say in whether I can or can't do anything. And I've noticed that I have this chip on my shoulder. I'm 36. Like, I still have a chip on my shoulder for 20 plus years from that. Because even in the music industry, last year, I had went to Nashville with a country music artist, Katie Noel.
Yeah.
And we met with her distribution company and they were giving advice. And like all of their advice was basically move to Nashville, kiss people's asses and politic and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And because I was like, I'm interested in potentially managing her. So like, what advice would you give? Describe to me the perfect music industry manager. And they're like, you'd live in Nashville, you'd have connections with all of the in people, and then this. And I'm just thinking like, I'm so rebellious. I'm so fuck that shit. Put me in Hawaii, the middle of nowhere, build up an online presence online that demands respect, and you pay the big ticket to get us to come to fucking Nashville and kiss people's ass.
That's
like you kiss our ass.
Are they old dudes saying this?
It's that whole traditional, outdated, bad advice.
They forgot about COVID. Remember remote everything? How well that worked?
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it does work for we're digital nomads, bro. Like, when you need to film, you need to go there. Otherwise, it's all digital everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make any sense. I guess the old school way is like, you need to be there in Hollywood shaking hands.
Exactly.
But that's not what it is
anymore.
Move
to LA and then you can start your career.
Bro, that's how it is with the cannabis space. People are always like, you need to go to Nevada. You need to be out in California. It's like, I travel these places when it's necessary.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll go when it's necessary. But like, I love where I'm at. Michigan is comfortable. We've got all seasons. It's a cool place. Taxes aren't great, but it's a cool place. So like, with the digital side of things, man, like, I'm more known outside of Michigan than I am in Michigan. I go to other places and people will stop me and be like, Rob, I'm like, how do you know my name? They're like, your show. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, from the internet. That's right. But it's like, locally, I don't get that at all, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, once in a while, I had somebody at my kid's Taekwondo class who recognized me, tripped me the fuck out. He was like, holy shit, Rob, what are you doing here? With my kids, I'm like, coming to Taekwondo class?
Yeah.
With these kids in Taekwondo outfits? And he's like, oh my God, this is crazy, bro. I was just watching you live. Like, like the awkwardness of like, I'm an internet guy. So in person is weird.
Are you introverted?
Pretty introverted. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the most part, especially because there's always like, because of the numbers I've gotten over the years, there's always going to be some haters. And I'm a vocal person. I'll say, shut your mouth. If you got that kind of energy, I'm going to be at this event, pull up here. So I'm always a little reserved because I'm like, shit, I did get a little mouthy at my last live stream and said, hey, if you got an issue, pull up and see me at this event. So
oh, yeah. So you don't know if it's a fan or the dude that actually pulled up.
Yeah, so I'll try to be prepared in that sense. But most times it's like, I'm not really that like super social guy. We've thrown in-person events. Like we We had one recently in LA where we had a bunch of fans, 150 people showed up. It's crazy as shit, all who knew who I was, which blew my mind. But it was all just for like a community give back. We had free bud, free pizza, free drinks, free dabs. But it was like, I was trying to talk with everybody, but my anxiety was getting up. So I was power smoking just nonstop. So I'm walking around just blowing smoke in everyone's face. But it's like, I'm digital. I'm everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to Germany next month. It doesn't mean I'm in Michigan right now. Fuck having to go move to a place. It's not that day and age, you know?
Yeah. Outdated advice.
Super outdated, especially in a sense when it's like, hey, I'm already doing some good, big things. Come here, restart?
Mm-hmm.
That's the craziest. I don't know. Yeah, I'm glad you didn't listen.
Oh, I did not listen.
Bro, like your setup you have now, like you've come such a long way that it's like you established roots in this area that now the people who've come and gone, you know, the ones who are like doing their thing, they're working for people, regular jobs, or they've gotten out of this space and they'll pull up to creative events, but they're not doing it as a job. Yeah. As a profession. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just as what it's crazy because both of us were in a similar point where it was like hobby job, trying to make it work, but still having to hustle other things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was trapping for years and then still working a regular job.
What does trapping mean for the audience that was born yesterday?
I was selling reefer. This is years ago. This was back, you know, I was a caregiver and shit, but I was moving a lot more weight than I should have, and I should have acquired more things. But it taught me that I needed to appreciate the current time more and the efforts more and be able to accumulate shit for the future instead of just living in that like beach sand lifestyle. All it takes is one big wave and that sand's wiped away. All that shit, that sandcastle I built, just gone.
Yeah.
You know?
How long have you been, or first, what's your biggest platform?
YouTube. So Cannabis Lifestyle TV or CLTV. We got like 220,000 followers, 210 or something.
And how long ago did you start that channel?
10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it took me a long time, bro.
Okay.
Like a lot of people recently are like, man, you came out of nowhere. I'm like, go scroll back.
Yeah, I love that too. Like, I'm big on don't archive shit. Like, even, so this podcast is on a new channel. So it's Free Game with Crack YouTube channel. So I have like,
Oh, do it. Yeah, because you used to have another podcast, but it was more. Oh, this was it.
This was
but
it.
It was a lot shorter form. Like you'd have 15-minute episodes. And,
okay.
You know
so
what I'm
I
talking
did
about?
have a different one. Yeah, that was just called. I didn't know what to call it, so I just called it Crack Like Podcast.
Yeah. You're like, no creativity at that day.
No. Let's just call it the Crack Like Podcast.
Let's call my name with the podcast at the end. Let's go.
But yeah. So starting over with this one, because basically I started this in 2020 during COVID. Everything was remote. So it was like 10 episodes all done remotely. And then I had a certain like color and thumbnail style. So like, I guess that was a season. I did a season of 10 episodes and then didn't touch it again for 5 years. And then now I've been fantasizing about this shit for 5 years, wanted to start a podcast, but I just knew post-production, having a producer, having systems, how to like systemize it and automate it to make it as easy as possible to sit down for an hour to 2 hours and then get it everywhere.
Yeah. Well, then to have the space too.
In the space.
I mean, looking at where this place started to where it is now, to your old studio space, where the hell would you have done it? Your crib?
That too. Not having the space.
You know, to be able to have guests on and have the angles and all that you're doing now, it's like, that's that building up over time. But being a perfectionist slows shit down. I had a podcast I've been trying to work on for the past year, but I want it to be perfect. So it's still not out, you know? It's still a successful podcast. So going, you know, talking with businesses and cannabis people and talking about the business behind it and how they got there and from the trap to the commercial end. But I want everything to be perfect. So if their audio's not great on a remote call, I'm like, fuck, we got to meet up in person and do it. You know, if they're not great with technology and the camera looks booty, like I don't want to, I'm 10 years in the game now. I'm not trying to put out some mediocre stuff, but it's the value of the information that matters the most. You know, you've got it all now set up so you can do both. But may as well jump 2 feet in, head first too, you know, like this.
Yeah.
I just feel we're in a day and age, man, where like all of the information that's really valuable is behind paywalls. You know what I'm saying? Like there's good stuff here and there, but it's never like things that you can take action with. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So I respect that you're coming out with the podcast that's that free game shit.
Yeah. Well, I believe everyone should have a podcast, and here's why. One, I think it's the easiest way to get content because I'm just telling you, like, to look directly at the camera and be by yourself and talking, it's
The pressure sometimes.
Yeah, it doesn't feel natural. It feels awkward. So to actually be talking to another person, this is what you've been doing your entire life. You're talking to a person. So I think that is the easiest like entry level to doing content. And then plus you get the best of both worlds with doing long form because you're going to sit and talk for 30 minutes to a few hours or so. And then in a perfect world, you would have somebody else or yourself take clips from those. And then now you're hitting, like little teasers on Instagram Reel, Facebook Reel, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, and you're getting like the best of both worlds.
Well, and it's the short form attention span as well. Everybody wants that quick answer, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Tell me what it is. And to be able to have those clippable pieces, those moments are huge. You know, like I think businesses also benefit from having podcasts. They feel like they wouldn't, but it's like, depending on what you're selling, if you position yourself as an expert of that niche, people are going to come to you more just on your expertise. Like that's that thing where your values increase, not because of the product, but because of your 20 years doing that same thing, you know?
Yeah.
People just, they overcomplicate it sometimes. We're in a day and age, you could get your phone set up right, you know, and record something decent. But it's just, again, perfectionism. You and I struggle with that shit, but at the same time, it's what makes us be able to produce quality content.
Yeah, because also when that's the thing that you're known for, so the people that have been reaching out to like hire me through Crack House Studios to do their content, the things that they point on is your quality and professional. Like your content looks so professional and quality. So there's times like my wife was just talking to me yesterday about what if we just dumb down your content to where, you know, so many people on TikTok are just using their phone. And I see both. Because I see, yes, I could put out more content easily by myself if I use my phone. But then at the same time, I'm in the business of like, they're either going to hire me or the studio to do their professional quality content. So I need to be a walking, talking billboard of professional quality content. But at the same time, and maybe the answer is a mixture of both. It's like,
that's what I think.
Every other day or every, maybe half of your content is professionally shot and polished, and you can batch do this maybe monthly or quarterly. But then the rest of your content, you're doing more DIY on the go. Like when you go to Germany.
Yeah.
Maybe I want some real time shit, like day one recap of Germany. I would love to see.
And just grab the phone, do it as quick as you can.
Yes.
So that's the thing is like, I feel like depending what it is, if it's the podcast, quality, of course. If it's TikTok, if it's Instagram and it's a quick thing, it's like that just grab the phone, make sure it's quality enough. Maybe not have the one facing towards you, so you flip it so it's better quality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's really what it is. Like you get the one facing towards you, it looks okay, but it's like a webcam. You get to flip that bitch back. You can't see the preview, but the quality is going to be better. You're running through CapCut or one of these things, and it's like you're going to be able to crank out more shit. Gary Vaynerchuk's always the type of guy who's like, just do more. But he has a team, $20,000 a month staff that just does that, just clips and ships, So for people like us, like solopreneurs, luckily you have your wife to be able to help you. Sometimes I think simplifying the process is better as long as the audio is still good. That's the biggest thing for me. The lighting's good, the audio's good. I see some crazy shit with the iPhones lately, bro. Crazy quality shit. But it's like they're putting a little bit of time in post-production. They're not just slapping it and tapping it.
Yeah.
So I think there's that.
What are some, walk me through your current content creation, whether it's a week or bi-weekly or monthly, like how much content are you putting out?
Man.
And what is your days or routine? What's your regimen that you're on?
So Monday is normally like my Make It Happen Monday, where I usually will film and do all my content. So I'm doing 4 to 6 videos a month that are pre-recorded, and I'm doing 2 live streams just for Cannabis Lifestyle for CLTV.
So that's one channel.
One channel.
So one channel, you have 8 long form videos going out. Totally. 2 of them are live.
Yeah.
6 of them are pre-recorded.
Yep.
Okay.
So.
And you do that
And now I'm actually doing 4 live streams. So it's like almost 10 pieces of content a month coming out of there. Because the live streams, I set it up so I've got one camera that follows me with the DJI Optimo or the Pocket.
Fuck, now it's to remember what you were saying.
Process, I remember. See, I smoke, I still remember. So with my live streaming setup, it's easier now. So it's like I'm gardening and I just press go, essentially. I've got the Pocket 3, and then I've got my DSLR camera plugged into my laptop. And then I've got a little camera switcher, or the, what the hell is it?
Blackmagic?
It's a little stoned here. Now it happened. Now I had the memory of that, but then I faded that one off. NVIDIA
Okay.
thing that switches angles and stuff they use for OBS.
And you just press a button.
Press a button, changes it. Wow, I'm completely baked. That's great. Anyways, so it makes it so I'm my own producer in that show. I've got multiple angles. I could change it so it's not boring for people, so to speak. And I engage with the chat and I'm answering questions as I'm gardening. So I'm like in the garden, training the plants, really like almost like instead of going from lecture, now I'm in the lab. And then I'm able to answer questions for the people too, which is real cool.
And are you doing this through like OBS or?
I'm using Meld Studio now instead of OBS. I was using OBS, Meld Studio. It's a little lower on the resources and there's so much more cool shit built into it. So you could just press a button and have a transition that looks smooth versus having to add a bunch of extra layers. I don't need to be so complicated. I'm not gaming and streaming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like having my 3 camera angles. So I got a webcam in the tent so you can see the plants right there and it's easy, just boom, boom, boom. And it makes it so that content's real seamless. When I'm recording for myself, I like to mix up the angles sometimes. So I'll be using that DJI and I'll set it right here in the basement. I'll do my first scene, second scene upstairs in my office, third scene, another angle, and try to just change it up for pattern interruptions. Because I'm just talking head shit. I'm just, it's like watching Peter McKinnon video.
Okay.
But it's weed.
Yeah.
Because the age restrictions and the hindering of your reach for anything weed related on YouTube is crazy, especially growing. Not so much consuming. If I was just consuming and doing dumb shit and taking big old dabs for the kids, no problem. YouTube loves that, it seems. But teaching you how to grow and cultivate your own seems to be something they don't love.
Okay.
So I've got to walk the fine line with my pre-recorded videos. So like I won't show as much plants. I'll try to, and sometimes, bro, I have to upload the videos 30 times before it's not age restricted. And the age restriction, I don't want my kids seeing this shit, right? But my kids watch YouTube Kids for that reason. Because on this, bro, it's plant education. And what they do when the video is age restricted, if I share it on Instagram and you click to open it, you got to sign in. And you're in the native app. Unless you do the code or the link that opens up the actual native app itself. So you're in Instagram and you can't watch my video. So now I'm losing retention immediately. My click-through rate just diminishes because they leave. They're like, oh man, I gotta log in here on Instagram and to YouTube to watch this shit.
Yeah. So
it kills my reach. So I'll have to re-edit a video 5 to 10 times, bro. Like editing little spots, muting words, blurring something out. So it's extra. It's like I'm making porn videos. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
For plant education. And my demographics are like 40-year-old dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all 40-year-old dudes. And shout out to my dogs, but it's not necessarily people who are kids. Kids want to watch you getting a 3.5 from the dispo with spray terps on it. They don't want to watch this shit. So it makes it so my production of that pre-recorded content always takes more time.
Okay.
There's always more time to it, bro. But then I've got my DSLR camera that I'll use for second angles. So I'll use the 2 different angles to just change up the pattern and make people not bored with that type of shit.
Okay.
And I got my podcast, which I do that 4 times a month also, and live stream 2 times a month. I'm making a lot of fucking content. This is a full-time job. I'm not just dropping a video and chilling.
Do you have a set day?
Yeah, every Thursday.
Okay.
We meet every Thursday. My co-host of my podcast, shout out to my boys. Pigeons is out in Canada. Mr. Grow is in Nevada. And we met via our audiences liking us and saying, man, you guys should do something together. And we're like, what? So we did a collab video and then we started vibing. And those are my brothers now. Like, those are my dogs. We're meeting up in Canada. We're meeting up in Colorado next week, actually. It's just like it's turned from a business to a friendship to a brotherhood. And we started that product together too. That Stash Blend is what it's called. So we're business partners, co-hosts, and homies, which is a rare thing, bro. Like they got a similar mentality as us. So to be able to have other people that think comparable and then also have a similar sense of humor and I could smoke with, I'm like, phew. But they make that show so much easier. We have an editor that we outsource all the work to there. We have a social media person and we have a producer. So it's a whole business.
Okay. How'd you figure out like those roles? Because that's where I'm at right now is creating job roles and descriptions and what's required and like SOPs for a producer, for an editor, for a social media manager to like schedule it on all the different platforms and whatnot.
So I ran the podcast for the first like 6 months. So I'm on this motherfucker pressing buttons, changes, Stream Deck, boom.
Yeah, yep.
That's what it was. So it took me that long to remember.
Yeah.
Stream Deck is what I was using. Elgato, yes. NVIDIA, what the fuck am I phone? It's the herb. So my process made it so you could see in my face that I was doing something. Watching the podcast back is like, I'm distracted. I'm not really in the conversation. I am, but I'm not.
Okay. All right, your process. You got the Stream Deck.
So yeah, So with the stream deck, you could see my face, man. I'm looking stressed out. I'm looking anxious. And I'm watching it back. I'm like, damn, that looks not a good episode. Good information, but.
So, okay, we shout out to They Call Me Heat at the studio. He's our main host of our live music review that we started doing. And so this is my first time experiencing live. So I do want to get some advice from you. But yeah, one of the things he threw out there to make the process easier was a stream deck. So
100%,
we got a stream deck last week, and this was the first episode last night that we used the stream deck for. But we were asking him, do you feel like you could run it by yourself? And because right now we have a different person that's helping with that type of stuff that you're saying. And he was like, no, it really does help having someone there. But now that you're saying like you just felt so distracted trying to
dude, it
host
takes you away from it. And think about young Jamie on Joe Rogan's podcast. That's why he never has a camera on him.
Yeah.
Because you know that boy is smoking cigarettes and dripping sweat and fucking, because he's changing angles and making audio tight and right. Like it's crazy when you got to be the host and be able to articulate like information about science and botany and shit.
Yeah.
Also running the technical side of the podcast and the audio, make sure everything's tight and right. And then I've got my 2 kids in the other room acting a fool. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little tough. And so it made it so this cat who would come into the grocery store that my boy Trey was running for a while, he worked for Geek Squad and he was just a real smart kid, just a smart dude. Shout out to Wink. And I was like, man, you think you could, you watch all these streams and shit, you think you could run something like this? He's like, oh yeah. Yeah, let me just look into it and I'll figure it out. I'm like, all right, he's like Rain Man, bro. So he just all of a sudden pulls up with all this equipment and he's like, all right, let's run this shit. He's got an ATEM for the cameras and he's switching camera angles, doing all this over the top shit, which is cool. But it made it so I'm like, damn, he is overcomplicating it a bit, but he took that whole process away from me. So now I can literally just be on the show and I'm all of a sudden talent. Like that's never been a thing. I'm never just like here, I'm just chilling. It's like this. Where I'm like, holy shit, we're just doing our stuff. Like we filmed before when we were in Canada, man, we filmed 25 episodes in a 3-day period. And they're out like hour-long episodes. So we were just cranking this shit out. And without Wink, we would have never been able to do that. There's no way. Because it's just like, I got to get up and press go on the cameras. Like if something messes up, who's taking care of that? Me.
Yeah. So what is his role title?
So he's a producer.
Producer.
Yep. So essentially he helps produce the podcast. He'll manage when he'll capture the audio and capture the video and then he uploads it to our editor.
Okay.
So, and then he'll also clip the full episode. So he's our clipper too, so to speak. So he uses Opus clips and he then will export those and edit them manually because they come out a little dumb sometimes.
Yeah, they do come out dumb.
Always, almost. Like it'll just end with like a new question. It's like, what the fuck?
Yes.
Are you okay? You don't know? All right. Yeah. Somehow you can figure out what I said here this whole time, but you still added in the question at the end that didn't pertain. Perfect, Opie. And so we have him edit this shit out and it's like, it took a minute to refine it because he's a grower too, so that helps. But he's kind of like your boy where he's like a little novice and there is a bit of a skill gap between what I did and what he did. But over the years, he's gotten to the point where like the constructive criticism and feedback and me sending him resources of like, hey, here's a video of a guy that I watch.
The camera's fucking died. Back to what Rob was saying.
But we're back. So the outsourcing process for me was literally trying to clone myself, which is fucking impossible. So I had to get 3 different people. So Wink essentially, shout out to him, he was the producer of the show. He's able to remote control everything. Anywhere, even when we're together, he can do everything with the physical hardware, remote with the software, and just run it for us. And it makes it real easy. So again, I'm just on the show. But then we have our editor, Jesse. He's able to take everything and make it look pretty. He's able to do the cuts. He's able to do the graphic overlays for sponsors, put in the intro, outro, all the extra shit I need there.
Does he mess with the audio?
Yeah. Yep. He also deals with the audio too, which is nice. So like, and he's somebody that we found via my homeboy Chris, our co-host. He was Mr. Grow It. He had him as an editor for a while for his podcast. And he found him online, after we've all gone through like 10 different people, whether it be Upwork, Fiverr, fucking onlinejobs.ph, bro, everything, man. The problem is like they take on 10 other clients.
Yeah.
And they're great at first. But then all of a sudden they just don't deliver. And you're like, why is this taking so long to get my shit? And it's all of a sudden, well, you're 10th on the list because you're actually paying the smallest amount compared to these other big brands.
Okay.
So then like we kind of brought Jesse in on like hey, we're guaranteed pay you X amount per month. We have this many episodes we always do. So we locked him in consistently. He's a great dude, such an asset, man. But it took a year plus to get that. We're in our 4th year now,
What about like titles and thumbnails? Who thinks of those?
So like everything I initially created, and then we outsourced it to somebody else. So shout out to Mrs. P, my boy Pigeon's wife. She takes the template that I made. We all did a bunch of thumbnail shots, just taking pictures behind a green screen.
Okay.
Dumb as shit too. I hate it. Like half of mine are just real dumb, and then I did one stupid one where I'm turning back like that, and it got used on 10 different things.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't want it. I was like, I was just kidding. Don't put that one out. But there was a bunch of decent ones because it was us three goofing around.
Yeah.
But then she takes it and just slaps it into the template that we've created. So change the color for the background, put a different facial expression, different words on the bottom. And it makes it so now we've got like a rinse and repeat process where we know exactly what we're going to do. We'll film out episodes. Usually we're 10 to 20 episodes ahead of time. 10 to 20, which before we were one episode a week, filming one episode a week. And that's all it was. And that shit's tough. When you get to the point where you've got a stockpile, then you can get creative with more stuff and push an episode back and be like, damn, people like this. Let's do a part 2. And it makes it so the outsourcing process is easier because we can, again, I can tell you got 10 episodes to edit. You got 20 episodes to edit. It's not short term.
Yeah.
Short term shit, man. That's that Fiverr gig. And like the person drops off. They're good at first and then they drop off. Or the money's not consistent. They got to eat. You know, you can't blame them. But that's where finding somebody who you bring into the company is real nice. Services are tough for people because, again, you're like one of 20. And then our social media manager is, shout out to Alyssa. She is Chris's wife's sister, so sister-in-law. That's the easier way to say that, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But then it made it so it's not someone who's too close, but close enough to the family that they can, they give a shit. But also that's what she does. So we pay her and she's consistent. She answers all the questions when people comment. She posts consistently. And all of our reels and shorts are taken by Wink, our producer. So it's a full circle where then we're just the brains behind doing everything. And then we're the talent, which is amazing. Like, I love that show.
How does a podcast make money?
So we've got sponsors. We don't have any ad revenue because we're demonetized because of what we talk about, which is crazy. Growing plants. It's crazy that we're demonetized. But our way is through sponsors, affiliates. So if people buy the products that we're selling, which, is usually grow equipment, and then our own product, Stash Blend. And then on my own on CLTV, I've got merch that I do decent with. So luckily it's bigger than me. The Stoned and Successful shit is bigger than my show. Yeah,
like I could see somebody wearing that doesn't know rock.
100%. Bro, I've had it frequently. Someone's like, bro, I got that same shirt at the crib. I'm like, how do you have the... They're like, yeah, I just stumbled on you on YouTube. I was like, oh, you bought the shirt since then? They're like, no, I already have that shirt. How do you have my fucking shirt and you've never heard of me?
Yeah.
But it's because it's a lifestyle thing. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the difference. And it took a while for that to catch on, but it was just more of a thing in my marketing agency. I didn't want to tell any of my clients that I smoked or that I did my content. But then one day somebody stumbled on a video and they're like, this sounds like your voice. And I was like, why were you watching weed videos?
Yeah.
Then that got me realize, oh, you must be cool. So then I told them and they were like, damn, I just didn't realize you could be like stoned and so successful like that. I was like, bingo, that's a fire one, Stoned and Successful. Breaking that stigma. But that's where it's a revenue stream that it's not always predictable. Sponsors are predictable because you have a contract that goes so far. Affiliates aren't predictable. But our kind of business, being an entrepreneur, is not predictable.
Yeah.
Your monthly recurring revenue changes all the time.
What advice would you give to somebody that was like, let's say this podcast right here, my plans of monetizing this is my own shit. So I'm going to insert my own ads for like my own clothing brand or my own ads for Crack House Studios.
Crack Cardone. My man's out here running. He's got his own ads like Grant Cardone style. I love it.
Okay.
But you're Crack Cardone.
There we go.
Yeah. Same shit.
But I don't know. I mean, obviously there's upside to both, but like sponsorships are cool to have like locked in money to then, at least for like the team side of things, to have receive the money and be like, here, you're editing, you're posting, you're producing.
That's the biggest thing. That's the predictable income. So you can have those people that you need to say, hey, I can guarantee to pay you X amount because I have signed on for X amount. You can really budget. When it's all the freestyle shit and you're getting affiliate commission or you're selling your own products, you really already got to have a lot of money in the bank or predictable recurring revenue to be able to take anything on like that. Otherwise, it's project-based.
So how the hell does somebody get sponsors? Or like, how do they package it? I remember talking to you a while ago and you sent me over like your media kit and you had different packages.
Yeah. So the biggest thing is being able to, for one, always the vanity metric of numbers. That always is the biggest thing. They don't even want to fuck with you at all if they don't see 10,000 plus.
Okay.
And it's not views per se, it's subscribers.
Yeah.
It could be dirt views, but you're not going to get many sales with dirt views. But the biggest thing is that vanity metric. Most of these companies don't pay attention to shit until they see that. They see a K next to your number. They're like, oh, we must be big. But it's sales, man. It's outreach. It's reaching up to these companies, 30 of them, and hoping that one answers. And then that may be after 6 months, you convert that one. That's the toughest part with affiliates. You could sign up on a website and just type in the company's name, the product, type in affiliate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to get BetterHelp as a sponsor, just have the affiliate and hope that people sign up.
Okay.
Or what's that food service shit? Health, I don't know, it's the green thing that they send at the doors for prepackaged food. I've never got the shit. There's Fuel is one. HelloFresh, Factor.
Yeah.
All that shit. There's
Shout out Blue Chew.
Shout out.
I see them sponsoring a lot of shit. Hims, yeah.
But it's like a lot of these brands. What's the other one? Ball trimmer stuff.
Manscaped.
Manscaped sponsored my podcast at one point, but they sucked. You just gotta be careful with the jewels. You gotta be careful with the jewels. Is all I'm gonna say. But with a lot of these sponsors, they want to hold you by the jewels and they want to make you do and say certain things. And if I don't use the product, I'm not gonna do it.
No. Someone rang the doorbells.
Oh, is that your people?
No. See who it is?
Trick-or-treating?
All right. Okay. So with sponsorships, I think most people are trained, because this is what you taught me. Most people are used to just like, I need to get a sponsor for like a one-off video. And then what I learned from you is like, you always package it into bundles. So it's like, hey, I'm looking, it's a quarterly or 6 month or annual.
The cops.
Right.
I'm saying I got the strap, okay, condition. It's Michigan, brother. But with the sponsors, man, putting the packages together like that, you got to be able to deliver if you want long-term success with these guys. So a one-off video, I can't sell a product. I can't.
Exactly.
I can't get my audience to believe it. I got to use it. I got to have it for a while.
Yeah.
And once I have it and I'm really about it, like one of the sponsors I've worked with for years is a company called AC Infinity. I was a customer first. So I was originally buying their shit. I was never just saying, hey, send me something for free so I could try it out. Like I believed in it. So that way I was already saying, if you're looking for this piece of equipment, here's what I use, is this one. So it was easy for me to then send them a video saying, hey, I fuck with you guys heavy.
Yeah.
We should do some sort of collaboration. And it got to the point where after years, I'm selling enough with affiliate commission that it is a lot more than my retainer usually. So then it's making it, the sponsorship side is a little restricting the larger you get, because then you can't work with other people, different competitors. Even if it's a standalone video, if I have one video that uses this grow tent and this video that uses a different person's grow tent, that's a conflicting issue for some reason.
It's more of a long-term relationship, long-term commitment.
Yeah. And so, but the thing is long-term commitment also has to weigh out on both ends. So like these brands, they don't give a shit about you most times. They just want you to keep selling and selling and selling, but they got to put out products that you want to sell. Don't just send me anything and everything.
Yeah.
So the sponsors it's a double-edged sword. You want to get them so you can have money to pay your people. But the biggest thing is you want to be able to sell products through what you're doing without being pushy. I want to give value. I wish YouTube would just pay me ad revenue, because I'd rather just give value and I just get money from views. But instead I got to sell shit. But I never want to be a car salesman. I don't ever want to be like, hey, hang on, wait, before we do this, like Joe Rogan's podcast, Theo Von, they just stop and they just like get their phone and like, hey, are you looking for help for your dick? Blue Chew can help you. It's like literally just like the most low effort ad, just the worst shit, and it interrupts the podcast. Like it just sucks. So it's like, it has to be a tasteful sponsor if you care about your audience.
Yeah.
It's got to fit into the value ladder with your audience. And it also has to be something you really believe in.
I think what I'm going to do is, we were just talking about this earlier. I think whatever the type of content that you're making, showing you do, assume that the audience thinks you're cool and wants to be more like you from it. So an example would be, this is the Free Game with Crack podcast. So I'm Crack and I have a podcast and I get to talk to people and be around them and have a podcast. So I'm assuming that the audience would be like, I think I would want to have a podcast one day too, to be like crack. So it would make sense. And plus I like doing educational content and teaching and shit.
Yeah.
So to have a course program to walk people through, hey, real quick, if, you know, you guys been tuned into the episodes, if you ever thought about having your own podcast, you know, here's what it's done for me. It's done this. I've been able to meet people I've never been have access to. I'm creating content and working by just talking to motherfuckers.
Well, and like that's college education right there. You can't get a podcast degree.
True.
So that's where like I learned everything from online education, bro. I quit college. I sucked at that shit. I think I've told you, we've talked about the same type of people like Dan Henry, Russell Brunson, and all these cats with all these courses. And I paid for some of them up to $1,000, bro. I've gone to seminars that cost me $3,000 when I was broke as shit, working at a factory, trapping and making these weed videos. But it's like that kind of stuff I skipped through years of learning and was able to just get right to the gold.
Yeah.
And that's where it's worth it. And, you know, listening to podcasts, you can listen to them for entertainment or education or both. And I think for me, I prefer like education podcasts.
Me
Entertainment, I don't know, like it's boring for me. I've never watched a full episode of Joe Rogan in my life. I've only watched clips.
Same.
Never. I've never watched any full podcast. Like I've seen all sorts of random shit, Joe Budden acting crazy, you know, even like Breakfast Club, just a single little clip. Because I'm not a podcast guy. But then when it's a business podcast, Tony Robbins talking with Russell Brunson, all of a sudden I watch 3 fucking hours of it.
Yeah.
You know, it depends on what
it's
you're
making
into.
you better.
Exactly. And it's like I'm learning all this shit. It's a lecture.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a lecture between two minds that are just like freestyling. It's not some sort of script that they're trying to put out to force me to buy some sort of thing. Like, it's always got to be about the value in the audience. And for me, I think that's why I've got 10 years deep in it and I'm still growing, is because I'm never like, hang on, wait, let me sell you this thing. Yeah. I'll be real transparent about shit. I keep it real. I'm never bullshitting people. I'm never going to shill out some trash. Like,
yeah,
it takes a lot for people to grow to a certain point, and it all takes is one little thing to just ruin it all. One tiny little thing could ruin it.
Yeah, one thing that I had to learn recently, because I came out with a mentorship, like a 12-week mentorship.
Yeah.
And then the whole like maybe a tiny bit of imposter syndrome of not knowing what to charge and what am I going to help them that much to get return on investment, all that. But I seen Myron Golden. What did he say? He said, people that pay attention. People that pay the most attention. And so with that being said, right now, the few people that I'm mentoring that have paid thousands of dollars, they're listening to every fucking thing that I say and they're executing. They're taking massive action and they pay thousands of dollars.
Bro.
This same advice I've given for free to people face to face for the last 10 plus years and no one listens to anything.
It sounds like bullshit. It's just like the positive affirmation shit. No, it sounds like bullshit. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it. Like all the high ticket, all that, the things that you see online, it's real. You got to value.
It was so weird for me to see somebody actually pay attention and actually do it. And then I'm seeing it work. And it's like, it reminded me that I do know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's just, I give away the sauce for free to people. And the story that he tied with it, with the people that pay attention was, if right now I gave you some tickets to a concert, and let's say the tickets were normally $300-400, and I give you 2 tickets, and then the concert comes up, it's a month from now, and then on the day of, it's kind of raining, you'll be like, I don't think I'm really gonna go, right? But if you paid for those tickets, you're going rain, sleet, or snow.
Yes.
So the same, you're financially invested, so now you're emotionally invested. That's it.
That's the same type of shit Tony Robbins has preached for years, where it's just like, why you spend that money is the same reason you spend that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want the return, obviously. But those who are willing to put more into it, they are actually going to use the shit they're getting there. Like, you don't retain majority of the information in the lecture, in the lab, in the fucking conversation. You go to the keynote speaker, you forget majority of what they say. But then you're engulfed in what they're doing. You immersify yourself in all that shit.
Yeah.
You really like, yeah, man, it becomes, again, that cultish mentality where it's like, this is what I do. I'm following what Crack said today. This is my process. And if they see what you're doing, even if I say the same thing with my weed stuff. I'm not the best grower. I'm just a few steps further than you. I've been growing for 20 years now. You know, so like, if you want to cut through 20 years of bullshit, just follow what I'm doing. In your case, bro, as long as you've been doing this from rapper to full-on music mogul at this point, brother, like, it's literally because all of the trench work and all the failures, they can pay to avoid that. Or they could go do all that work. They could watch all the YouTube videos. They could buy the books. They can go to the different events. They could do all the, like, I never say you have to do this. This isn't the one way that you're going to.
This is your way.
However you want to do it. I'm just saying this is the easiest way to do it is just get direct consultation. It's why people go to a therapist. It's why people get consulting when they're buying a home with a real estate agent. You want a professional to help you, you know? It's that snake oil salesman shit, the getting rich from teaching people how to get rich. Scammers that are out there that make it hard for somebody who's authentic, you know?
I noticed it in my own behavior. Like there's some gold on YouTube, but I notice if I'm watching a YouTube video or listening to it while I'm driving, I'm doing it passively. So I'm not really taking notes. But like when I spent $1,500 on a course, me and my wife, we put it up in our living room on the TV.
Oh, yeah.
We paused it and we took notes. Like I took it so much more serious because I invested in it. But she could have put that shit on YouTube for free. And I probably would have just been listening to it on my way to the studio one day or listening to it while I was at the gym. And it still helps you. It's still beneficial. But like the level of help compared to, you know, you're spending money on it. You're dedicated to it. It's like, oh, I just invested in this thing. This is what I'm on right now.
Yeah, bro. I paid for the Wall Street Trappers course. Learned more about stocks and investing and shit like that. And like, man, I've never been so into courses ever in my life just because I'm getting the immediate results where I'm like, damn, I just made $1,000 off of that play that he just mentioned on Patreon. Holy shit. So then it's same thing. If they try and apply something in this day and age of immediate gratification of saying, hey, all you got to do is tweak this little sound and it sounds good. You immediately got their ROI. It's like, damn, this works. You know, but it's tough to get people to even take that initial leap. For me, it was years of buying cheaper books, of stealing audiobooks from torrent websites, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And then eventually I'm like, man, I have not gone anywhere near as far as I said I would by 30. Fuck am I doing? I'm 34 now, and I realized that I could have skipped all this if I would have just paid for a course. You know? That's what it is.
Yeah, what put me over the edge was, so I've been on YouTube for over a decade as well. I think like 16 years now. But I have a friend named Ryan, and I remember at the time he was like 21, and this is like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, but we're talking about YouTube. He had been on YouTube for like a year, but I'm talking to him about the same shit that me and you talked about, like YouTube niche and your channel and audience avatar, all this stuff. And he'd keep up. And I'm like, no disrespect, and business stuff too. And I'd be like, you know, no disrespect, but you're fresh out of college. You have no experience doing any of this shit. How the hell do you know all this stuff? And he's like, oh, I read a lot of books. And I was like, read a lot of books? I thought reading's for nerds, right? So then the next thing was YouTube. And YouTube was like one of my biggest passions, is still. And we're talking about YouTube. And how do you know all this shit? And he was like, oh, I read a book on it. And it was Daryl Eve's book.
Daryl Eves.
So
good book.
Then I was like, Daryl Eves, I watched all of his free YouTube. Like, he sucks. That was what I said. I said, he sucks.
Booty.
Yeah,
Fuck
like
that guy.
But again, I'm judging it off of his free content. And I used to have the false mindset of like, you're not going to sell me. Oh, you're just trying to get me to buy your thing. You're not going to do it.
Like, where's the pitch coming?
Well, then after I seen it with him, I was like, okay, you really impressed me. I'm about to buy his book. So I bought his book and I could not stop reading it. And I read the whole thing in like 2 to 3 days. Was obsessed with it. And I learned so much. And I was like, holy shit, Daryl Eves is smart as fuck. It's just his free content sucks.
Yeah, he's got to work on his free content.
Yeah. So then I ended up, I paid him, it was $800 for a consultation, like a one-on-one consultation.
I think I remember. I paid one to the video creator pro. I forgot that cat's name.
It's like Tim.
Yeah, that is his name, Tim.
Yeah.
Wasn't great.
Yeah.
Wasn't great. But I just feel because my niche is different. I'm making, and nobody gets it. They think they're like, no, you're not shadow banned. You're not. I'm like, brother, this is cannabis content. They remove us from the platform. I was deleted in 2018 and they let my channel come back after 8 months. All of a sudden it just appeared. I got a notification. There was a comment. I was like, holy shit, I'm back. What? You know, like they remove videos. They'll age restrict stuff that is talking about plant science, literally not even showing a plant, talking about thiols. What is that? Exactly. How the fuck's YouTube age restriction that? It makes no sense, bro. Like, it's to the point where you talk to one of these guys and they're like, no, it's your delivery. It's something you're doing in your you need to just, what does your audience want more of? Do more of that. And I'm like, brother, I am. I'm doing everything you're saying in the list here. And I spent $450.
Yeah.
And I got nothing out of it.
That's a bummer.
That sucked.
There's a guy, I'm debating if I should name class.
Tim Schmoyer.
Tim Schmoyer, that's what it is, yeah. But I paid $500 for a consultation about a year and a half ago with a YouTuber that's in the music producer world. And I think he hit 1 million subscribers now, but wasn't helpful at all. Like
Traditional white guy name, not Rob, but Lyle-ish.
Yeah.
A good guy, but I just think, again, you're different. What you're doing is different. No, but I just think, like, I like the undercover shit, and I like, you know what I'm saying, finding people stuff. But again, you have a different niche. You got a blueprint that's not been built.
Thank you, man.
You know, and that's the same shit I'm doing. There's not a recipe that I could already use to make this. I'm doing something way different. You know,
that's been the hardest part. Is there is no path to follow. It's like you're carving
it, bro. I'm telling you, man. That's why I said we vibed over the years, because I'm like, Dave, we do the same shit. It's just different. It's the same shit. It's just in a different area. I'm trying to bring all these minds together, people together, do all this shit. I'm trying to build a community. I'm trying to, like,
based on a passion, though, because one of your passions is cannabis.
I love it, man.
And
I love it. I love the plant. I love the medicinal side. I love the economical side. I love the terpene. I'm a nerd of this shit, bro. I love it. I always have. It's crazy. It's almost like you don't see a crack lifestyle TV or meth lifestyle. Weed is a different thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just as different. There's no perk lifestyle. Like, I don't know. It's different. And I think that's where your passion of music, you took it and you were like, well, fuck, being a rapper is going to be a little tougher. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a longer journey. In the business aspect of this, I already know. I wish there was somebody like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when I started I had a Oniric music group was my first starting. That's where I first met you. Because I was like, bro, here's what I'm doing. You're doing something similar. You were kind of like, yeah, cool.
Really?
And I was like, all right.
I always like to ask people, what was your first impression of me?
I just thought you were a few steps ahead of me.
Okay.
And for me, it was like, what would be the point? But I'd be like your homie Malik, you know what I'm saying? But I want to do my own thing, so I'd eventually quit. So it wouldn't have made sense. You know what I'm saying? But it was a situation where I'm like, shit, what are you doing to get to the point where you are? Because I'm almost there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think at the time you made a beat for Lil B, the bass god.
Oh, yeah.
And that was where I was like, oh, shit, I hate him, but that's fire. You know? Like, he's just like, bass god. I hated his shit.
To be honest, me too. But shout Lil B for using one of the beats.
He didn't give a fuck. Like, he was the original brain rot rapper.
Yeah.
But it was like that. For then I was like, oh, shit, he's really doing some things. Like, I want to, then what camera? I hit you up to ask what camera you were using, because I had the Canon T3i. And I was like, damn, your shit looks butter. What
was I using? Do you
I don't even remember. I think it was a Sony something.
Okay.
Because I was like, damn, I don't have the money for that. I need to start trapping more. But it was just a different level of where we were at. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit younger too. And I was just at the time, like, still in my trap phase. So I needed, like, well, what can I do today to get money today? Mm. You know, but it took the years of having those failures and those lessons. I took all the media production and brought it into my YouTube shit. People were like, damn, your shit looks high quality. At the time, there wasn't high quality weed videos.
Yeah.
You know, but it was easy because my passion was already demonstrating this plant, showing you how to do this plant, but I was able to bring the production skill into it. So it looked quality, you know?
How do you see the hard part with you, though, is Cannabis Lifestyle TV is it's not Rob. So it's not tied directly to your personal brand. It's based around one of your interests.
Yeah.
Have you ever started a personal?
Yeah, I got one. It's got like 14,000 subscribers, but I got a strike and I couldn't post until like last month. A strike for putting out a video saying, hey, people in the comment section are saying we're selling bud, but it's not real. It's scammers. Don't do it. And YouTube's like, you're trying to sell bud. And they hit me with a strike, removed the video, and I couldn't post. It's crazy. It's literally a warning video saying, hey, there's spammers in the chat.
Watch out.
Watch out. Don't go to their WhatsApp. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. And they gave me a strike for it. So I was posting vlogs and like my lifestyle stuff more and like motivational conversations, smoking and shit like that. And like, it was doing okay, but my sponsors want me to just grow weed. And that's the sponsor problem.
Okay.
They're like, well, where's the plants?
Yeah.
Like, touche. So now I got to do the same video I'm doing my other channel over here so I could get paid on this channel. And I wasn't feeling it. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to do this podcast now. I've been working on it. I got a few episodes filmed. But essentially, I have a passion of business and marketing and weed.
Yeah.
I tried something before like this. Another failed podcast was Blunts and Bruises. I like to smoke and I love mixed martial arts. So I'm like, let's just get faded, watch fights and review stuff like almost like Joe Rogan's Fight Companion, but with stoners.
Yeah.
Bombs. Did not do good at all.
How many episodes did you do?
Only like 5.
Okay, you can't say it bombed.
I know.
You didn't give it enough time.
I didn't, but I had people who were literally like, why aren't you posting more of the weed videos? Because again, I was editing and producing everything myself. if I had somebody else to outsource it to, it's
Then
like,
you-
all right, I'm going to run this shit. Like, I know what the rate of outsourcing to this particular editor is. If I'm going to try a series of 12 episodes, I can budget for that.
Yeah.
At the time, it was like, shit, dude, I got to edit this. And I got 2 young kids, man. I got a 9-year-old and a 6-year-old. And it's just me.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm Mr. Mom. So it's like, it's tough to be able to maintain life. And I want to be there with my kids more than anything.
Yeah.
That's my biggest passion. So it's hard to then say, all right, let's just do another thing that may not make me money, but take my time.
Damn, man. You're talking to me right now.
I know,
because
brother. I know. It's the same shit. It's the same. I'm telling you, it's like that. It's that struggle of a creative entrepreneur business fucking, like there's
It's like too much ambition, not enough time. You don't have time to do everything that you want to do right now. So you have to let some of these ideas either die or just park it right here for maybe 5 years or 2 years. When I hear that though, that go-getter in me is like, 5 fucking years.
You could get it done. Just do it. And it's like, well, don't you want to spend time with your family?
Yeah.
Like you want to hit the gym. It's like I do jujitsu. I need to go get this fucking knee surgery, but I don't want to. I got a torn meniscus in my right knee. It's so bad I can't even sit down for the fireworks with my kids with my legs crossed. I'd be standing like a weirdo the whole time. Because when I get back up, I'll slip the meniscus and I'm just like holding my leg. And then I've got a partially torn MCL. And this one I did Taekwondo, throwing kicks like an idiot. And then I went right into jujitsu. And I don't want to quit doing jujitsu. But how am I going to sacrifice time to get surgery and then not go to class? And then how am I going to make videos and do all this shit if I'm laid up?
Yeah.
So it's the time. It's always the time factor, bro. Always. That's why we haven't talked as much, because the time factor, by the time it's 10 o'clock at night, I can finally get into the garden. My kids are sleeping. You know what I'm saying? It's like, fuck. Then I got to send these emails out. I got sponsors from China who I got to talk to in China at this time of night at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like, damn. But I want to just talk business, random shit and brainstorm stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like, when I don't even have a social life, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. But it's like, then add another thing on that doesn't make money. Could make money. Could be huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe. It's so hard, man. It's so hard. Sometimes it's one of those things where it's like, literally like meditate on it. Like sit there. I'll have to do guided meditation because again, my brain just goes too crazy. So I'll put headphones on, listen to a 5-minute YouTube guided meditation video and just like totally zen out, numb out. And it's crazy how afterwards, like that clarity of thinking where I'm like, fuck it. I'll wait. It's good. I'll just chill. Or I'll be like, you know what? We can crank it out. I'm going to do it in a series. I'm going to do 12 episodes. And then I'm going to chill. Like, it's weird. Like it's almost post-nut clarity in a sense. But it's like, it's
meditation.
Yeah, bro. Like I've told you about it before, man, where it's like, it's again, in the hippie aspect of shit, you see all the business motherfuckers doing it, bro. They're all doing that. Like going to retreats, doing meditation. Everybody's taking ayahuasca and crazy. I'm not doing that far. I'm doing 5-minute YouTube guided meditations. But man, for people like us who it's like my brain is going a million miles an hour, I'm constantly like overthinking stuff or else I'm like having brain fatigue at a certain point. Like I'm almost having like no emotions because I'm so just like, just laser focused. Failures don't exist. Everything is good. Like robot-like. If I don't have those moments of like peace and present and being here right now, my decision-making skills suck. And then I'm just in that robot mode, like do it, keep going, who cares, grind, 10x it. It just is not conducive to happiness, you know? And the happiness factor is huge, man. Huge.
For sure. My ultimate goal is happiness, but my wife says I focus too much on the negatives. But then also what comes with building what I'm building is paying attention to, it's just like looking out for problems.
Criticizing things
where are
to
the
fix.
problems?
You know?
Yeah. What's going wrong here? How could we make it better? And it's like other people, she'll say like, be proud of that, the fact that you guys are, like the example, the live music review. It's like, be proud that you're doing
Bro,
a live.
that's cool as hell.
And I'm like, okay, cool, but I'm aware of the process when people upload their files is way too complicated. That's why less people are doing it. The other thing is there needs to be more, guys, the camera died again.
This is the last time it's ever going to be used.
Yeah.
Mark my words in his words.
Yeah. I said, this is the last time we ever film a fucking podcast with that camera.
You're done.
So I love you, but thank you for, getting us through this episode.
It's a vlog camera now.
Yep.
That's it.
We were talking about.
So doing what the things that make you happy instead of trying to do a million things at once. Like the value in doing shit doesn't always have to be monetary. And like I was saying with this podcast is even if it doesn't get 1 million views, you and your wife are getting this production value together, learning how to do things like this together where you can produce either A, this podcast or B, other people's podcasts.
Yeah.
And you've gotten this dynamic down me doing all the random podcasts and failed attempts at this and that have really helped me with my production for my shows that do work. Because I found, whether it be design styles, approaches, the layouts of the content. I used to have a show called Top Buds. Me and my boy Pigeons would talk very non-PC shit. Like
not PC,
not politically correct. Like it'd be all stoner stuff, and then all of a sudden somebody throw up like, there's I'm not even gonna say it on the show just because it's your podcast, but just shit that basically like goofy for stoners. But some people, especially during COVID, would have been like, "Yo, very insensitive."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so didn't go great with our sponsors. So we ended up eventually dropping that show. It didn't perform as well, but the amount of stuff that I learned and that my co-host Pigeons learned for production for our own stuff is crazy, bro. Like the green screen work, the live editing, like on the go, changing sizing, the lighting of like so much that, again, if we wouldn't have done that, we would have been watching a million YouTube videos and applying it to our content that we get paid for and fucking it up. So it's like, not everything has to be a monetary gain when you're trying stuff, but then it's like, what am I going to do if I keep wanting to add all these things and my ambition makes me want to try this show and clothing brand and nutrient stuff and genetics and fucking I'm doing all this shit right now. I'm talking about me, but I know you as well. Same type of stuff you've been. How do you make everything that successful if you got all these buckets and you got to fill these buckets? It's best to just fill one bucket up at a time because you get it full. Mm-hmm. It's full. The bucket's full and done. Yeah. Instead of little, you're gonna be in there all day. All night, so it's like...
That takes a tough toll on your mental too, because then you feel like, because this is, to describe how I feel, if this is a therapy session, is I feel like I work nonstop and I feel like I don't make any progress because we're attending to the podcast situation for 5 to 7 hours a week. And then we're attending to the recording studio for 2 to 3 hours a week. And then towards this thing for 30 minutes a week and this thing for an hour a week. And it's like the time is spread all over the place. But
dude, if we weren't parents, it'd be a lot easier. If it was just like kids are out of the nest and like I got a buddy who's his kids are out of the house and shit and he's got all this time. He's like, bro, why don't you do it on Tuesday night? I'm like, yeah, because I'm with my kids on Tuesday night, brother.
Yeah.
So my window of time is do what already makes me money. And then where do I add anything else in there? Because I'm doing all these podcasts, doing all these shows. How does it equate to there's time that I can add another project in that I can't get a return on investment in? And where am I? Like, I just want to play a video game sometimes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to just chill. I'd like to watch a show.
For me, that's why I had to run ads and come out with digital products and shit because of that. It was, when you've probably been asked the question before. Okay, let's say you had all the money you wanted. Would you still do the podcast? Real question.
Yeah,
would you?
I would, man. Okay, and that's the tough part.
Same thing for me is, would you still want to, would I still want to shoot music videos and do all that stuff? No.
You direct them though.
But I would own a company that offers that. And would I still want to make content? Like, absolutely. So it's like, that's a passion of mine is creating content, doing the podcast. But then now when it's like money and everything has to make financial sense, it forced me, because this is what I'm doing right now. Like I slowed down on putting out YouTube videos because I had so many YouTube videos get hundreds of thousands of views where I was just making content because I loved making content, but I wasn't thinking business-wise. So then there's these videos where I could have made $1 million off some of these just doing the math of like no call to action. Bro,
same exact shit where I'm like, man, I got a video with 2 million views. That's just a video. Mm-hmm. There's nothing. I don't get YouTube money. I don't sell a product. I don't have a sponsor. It's just there.
Yeah.
Still gets views to this day. Still gets comments to this day. And I'm like, I'm about to unlist this bitch.
So the same thing my wife was asking, is this you doing a podcast and us hiring these people to pay them? Like, is this just another expense for us or is it an investment? And I said, no, it has to be an investment because of me, one, being the walking, talking billboard for this is what our product looks like if you come get a podcast here. Because that's what they want to know. Is like, what does it look like? What does it sound like? Watch my shit. Listen to my shit.
There's a fine example.
So that would be one. Two, for networking and growing the brand, which ties to eventually there doesn't always have to be money directly, but there always could be money somewhere, down the road.
Opportunities that'll
come. Getting access to meet somebody. Like, let's say you want to get introduced to a person that could turn into business in the future. But like that initial icebreaker would be, hey man, I want to do a podcast episode with you. Sit down, meet you, talk to you for an hour. You talk to anyone for an hour plus, like now you feel like you kind of know them.
For the time I met the dudes that we built our product with, Stash Blend. They were on from the stash. We built rapport. We talked a lot, and we started to understand their expertise. They understood ours, and then it went from there. It was literally getting them on the podcast, and that wasn't even the intention, but it was the opportunity that came from that kind of networking and connection, you know?
Yeah. And I'd say last would be to offer, like you said, offer this as a service to other people, and then now we have the systems in place because we have to have the systems in place for my shit to run. So then it's like, I find a producer that's passionate about producing podcasts. They're like listening to podcasts. They probably maybe have their own podcast. They're doing my podcast. And it's like, they're the podcast guy.
Yeah.
So now I have this passionate person about podcasting that's going to obsess to go to the next level, that takes pride in their work. They're like, oh, I produced that podcast. Oh yeah, did you see what I did right there? Did you even notice that? Yeah, what I did was I put this clip from the beginning to tease them on the intro that would get them to watch to the very end. And then I came up with how that they could make more money because I put this ad read right there. But most people, they do an ad read like this, but I came up with the idea that they should do this. And like
they're almost more valuable than the host.
Yeah.
That's what it should be. The producer, just like a producer for music, is way more valuable than the person who just has a decent voice. It just is what it is. Somebody who can kind of rap, that's cool. But you need a producer to make your shit be on the radio or to get plays. It just is what it is. Like, and so if you don't have a good producer for your content, it's the same problem. That's why I still edit my own videos on CLTV, because I haven't found a producer for my show that I like their style. They haven't had the same appreciation for what I do. The random thoughts of like, oh, right here I'd do a zoom in, or right here I'd add a dumb clip from a movie. Yeah. Or, you know, like they don't think about that shit like I do. And it's 10 years in, I haven't found it. But my podcast, that's like, there's a blueprint for a podcast. You know what I'm saying? There's not for my shit. There's not for your shit. But the podcast formula is what the fuck it is. I think the issue that comes into it is, how do you measure how much you're going to spend to have it produced versus what you're getting back? That's where the opportunities and all, like, production time is one thing too, but then it becomes the cost of production. So it's like, I see why some people do it when they already have everything. You already got all this shit at this point. It'd be stupid to not pursue it. But to then go buy all the stuff to get everything going, that's where it makes sense to go to a studio. That makes sense where it's like, I'm going to do a pilot. We're going to run 3 to 5 episodes and we're just going to pay for it at this place. And if it does good, we're going to invest the money and we're going to buy the equipment. We're going to do everything. But for me, it's like, I used to make music videos, so I had cameras. I used to do all, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same situation, bro. It's where it was easy to transition. You're already making music videos. You literally have majority of it. You're already recording your own content. You have these things. Now you just added a second. So you have a microphone for a guest. But I think podcasting is the future of main content because it's so choppable. Like, it's going to be the thing that people watch, like a talk show. You know what I'm saying? Radio shows have always been podcasts. Now we just have a visual to put to it. So now it's going to be the thing that you see eventually on Netflix. There'll be a podcast. They're doing live content. But it's just like, people they look at the formula of a podcast and think it's so easy, but there's so much more to it, man. There's just so many more things. Conversations are one thing, but you got to be able to keep the conversation and deliver that shit to places.
Now, what about with you having multiple podcasts, and is each podcast its own channel?
Yeah.
Or would you ever have a channel on like cannabis podcast, but then there's multiple shows on one channel?
I've tried that before, and now it would probably work good, but variety channels on YouTube used to not be the thing. Yeah. And then it was, and then it's not, and then it is. And so it's like,
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is either.
I think my YouTube channel is kind of a variety, and it's not working.
And that's the thing, is like, people will say, you know, the YouTube experts, they'll say, oh, people, they want to be able to have it. Just make it consistent and predictable. Tuesdays are this show, this day's this show. I'd beg to differ. Look at 22 Jump Street. What's that cat? No Jumper.
No Jumper?
No Jumper. Too much variety, brother. It's killed the channel. Like, it's completely dying, bro. Like, the views are like fabricated and bullshit. Homies making fake videos saying, hey, we're going bankrupt. We need help. Or like, I'm sure it's fake, but it's to the point where it's like, they've oversaturated that brand. The shit that people are there for, they're going to skip that. And then the algorithm is like, well, they don't like that content. They didn't watch it. They were served this piece. They didn't like it. It doesn't realize that, oh, this is a different show. It does a different show when it's on a different channel, you know, but maybe I'm crazy.
Okay. So what advice would you give me? Because the thing that we're building is I want to build a no jumper mixed with on the radar. You've seen those videos, people performing, they got the green light behind them. Mixed with DJ Vlad, like interview style, mixed with, I guess, World Star Hip Hop a little bit. And it's all under one umbrella, live from the Crack House. Because, so we started with, you know, one show, it's a live music review every Thursday. But then we had producers that were interested. So we were like, hey, well, what if on a different day we do live beat review for producers? Now you're kind of segmenting your audience, producers and artists. That's one. Yeah. But then a lot of people have, you know, they see the space and artists are really interested in doing like mic performance videos.
Yeah.
Just like a mic and then they're performing.
Even if it's just hanging from somewhere in the streets and shit. Yeah.
And so I went out and I got a neon Crack House light. And that was the initial thought was like, oh, I'm going to get a neon sign with the logo and then we'll do mic performance videos. In my head, the thought was that would go on the Live from the Crack House channel where there'd be a playlist for, you know, live music reviews, a playlist for performances, a playlist for interviews.
It can perform good, or it's like, it's a tough thing to do, but it's like, it could always be a whole show.
Like a whole channel that's just Live from the Crack House interviews.
Even still, like where it's like, it's a 2-hour piece of content and it's like at 3:30 we've got this thing coming in. I mean, it's tough when you're running it live. That's the toughest part. So it's like some of it may be pre-recorded and you're premiering it during the live, but it's like, let's say you've got the artist performances. Those are already going to be done ahead of time. So if you need to do some cool zoom ins or a little bit extra effects or something like that to add a little pizzazz, let's say, or the audio, add something there, you can play that on the live stream through OBS or through Meld or something. But then the live thing you're doing is you engaging with the audience and like, all right, we're back. We're going to review these beats. At 6:30, we're going to be reviewing songs. So stick around for that. So it's the whole piece of like that single piece of the video is easier to distribute, I feel, to the masses because that's the vibe they're getting versus the second video that comes out is just beats and they're not producers. So they don't give a fuck. They're going to completely skip that piece of content. And I feel like if the algorithm's still what they claim it is, it triggers YouTube to say, oh, they don't like your channel. They don't like this piece of content you're putting out. So if the next video that comes out isn't a music review, and like, boom, I don't want that. Okay, they don't want this one either. So they're going to stop getting notifications. I mean, I had it happen with my channel where I'm going from all edible videos and how to roll videos to just grow videos. And then people who don't grow are like, what the fuck is this? And then I go back to edible videos, a couple of them, and then all the growers are like, I'm not making no edibles.
It's crazy because that makes you as a creator just want to like not create
You're
at all.
boxed in. Like there's a dude in my space, the biggest guy in my space, he got like 1 million+ followers named Mr. Canuck. Shout out to Matt, good guy. But he puts out like one video a year at this point because people want a seed to harvest organic growing video. That's what performs best. So every video you can put it on and you can't tell the difference. They're like the same video, but they all perform great. They get 1 million views on them, you know? Yeah,
I noticed On the Radar, they blew up. They got 1 million, I want to say around 1 million followers on Instagram, but every video, it's just a performance.
Same exact
it's
thing.
The same thing.
They found what works. And that's the thing is as a creative, that kills me. I don't want to fucking do that.
Yeah, because even then it's like, okay, even if the whole channel is just performances, you're still going to have people that are fans of, like, let's say Kodak Black is on and that one gets 1 million views, but then Kodak Black is in every episode. The next episode is this guy. And so then you're still going to have like high views, low views. Because I was thinking like Vlad TV, based on the person he's interviewing, is going to be based on the view count. I think the same thing with this.
But they realize the gang members do good, so then it's nonstop gang member videos. So then it completely separates all of what people are following them for. It kicks away the followers there for the music reviews. Or like, again, for No Jumper, it was underground up-and-coming artists. Now it's just LA gang members. I don't know why they both did the same fucking thing, like FBI style. But it's like that made it so like, I don't want to watch that shit ever. It's not entertaining to me. I don't care about Sharp yelling at women. I care about this new musician this hot new dude I've never heard of. It sounds no Diddy when I say hot new dude, but it's pause. It's a situation where you take away what got you there and people are going to leave. You may start a new audience. Maybe one video took off, but it's like, then it's business. And then it turns into like the passion isn't there. And then it's like, hey, we got another channel for this, but it's got to make money. And it all just becomes like, I don't want to get that big, I don't think. I don't know. I want to do shit that I like still. But I want to be able to find time to do it. And you got to be able to make enough money to pay that producer or that person to do it. So it's got to be able to make enough money for it to make sense. And you got to get views for it to do that. So then you got to think algorithmically, like, what am I going to do that the algorithm will push? Because unless you got 1 million followers, you're not going to get 100,000 views just by putting something out. You got to be able to somehow get your current audience to rock with that. To be like, hey, if you like this, you might like this. But I mean, I haven't seen it translate nearly as well as I thought when it comes to leaving your niche. So going from just growing bud to weed and MMA. Like 2 people are like, yeah, cool. But the rest are like, what the fuck? We're here for your plants.
Yeah.
I don't want to see dudes fight.
Yeah.
You know, or like people who are rappers who are just like, I just like the beat stuff. And it's like, what is, you got this stoner on the channel for? Talking about weed?
Yeah.
The hell is he here for? You know what I'm saying? That's the tough part. So then it's like, all right, well, the overall plan is now I'm just going for businesses, content creators, and minds that are doing it, not just music. So then, well, now it's going to be hard to pull that audience from your music fan base to follow this. Now we're just starting from scratch with all the tools that you have.
Yeah.
So it's like, it helps and it doesn't. Because then like my boy Pigeons, he starts other channels and he'll tell his current audience, hey, go fuck with this. And the hardcores who love him, they'll go there. They'll just hit a like button and they'll comment. And then they leave because they don't really like that kind of content.
Yeah.
It's hurting the channel more than it's helping because their view retention is killing the channel. They're like, damn, you were here, you clicked and you left after 1 minute because you're not into this kind of stuff. Or like, we got a 2-hour podcast here. Somebody who wants just a 10-minute beat review or something like that, they're like, damn, I ain't watching all this shit. This could, like, you almost don't want them to come and watch this stuff because they'll hurt it. Even though they love you, they'll hurt it more than they'll help it because they're not going to really watch all of it.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. It's really tough. As a content creator, like, I'll put out like 1 video a month that is really like, man, I loved that. That shit was fun to make, you know, but then it doesn't do that great.
Yeah.
Like 5,000 views, which that used to be huge to me. But then now I'm like, fuck, dude, I got videos with millions of views.
I think my strategy now to make me like not quit and keep going is just to think of my channel is a library that one day will be the home of thousands of videos. And that way, what I want is to bump into somebody and them ask me questions about running Facebook ads and be like, okay, if you felt inclined to come to me and ask me questions about Facebook ads, there's a reason why. And I want to say, oh yeah, it's on my YouTube channel. I have a tutorial. And then to run into someone and they're like, what cameras and lenses should I use? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's on my YouTube channel. Like there was a video I seen. It was like WWE. They have a massive YouTube channel, but then they have playlists. Because like even then you could be like, well, some people only watch the videos of Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Undertaker or The Rock or Shawn Michaels or Hulk Hogan.
Throwback.
But they have all these different
shit.
It's like one massive channel, WWE.
But broken down into separate segments.
And they just upload so many videos that like, I mean, there's like tens of thousands of videos on the channel.
It's like Watch Mojo. You ever seen that shit? I'm sure you have. With the top 10 movies that did this, they just random shit like that, bro. They upload like 30 videos a day. Some get 1 million views, some get like 1,000 views.
Yeah.
But it's just like variety, all variety shit. One will be like the 10 craziest things that you've ever seen at a bar. Like they're just random shit, but it's like some blow up, but it's to the point where they've almost got their audience to realize their variety channel and it's worked. And the algorithm kind of plays it and they're like, okay, well, you know, it's just random viral type of stuff versus like pivoting partway through. For me, it's like I stay with the growing stuff because I love talking about growing. I'm into it.
Yeah.
But I also really like getting into like strain history or like the weed laws or, you know, I don't know, anything related to things that aren't necessarily growing bud. But my audience may like it, but it's always me playing against the algorithm.
Yeah.
It's always that. So it's like, unless you have, that's where I think the Discord setup for you would be good. You build up a Discord, it's the hardcores in there, and you get more immediate views from people who are like, I needed that notification because I didn't get it from YouTube because they didn't fuck with me. And the emails are being blocked now because you put a graphic in there and Google's putting it in my promotions folder.
Yeah.
You know, it's like all these little things, it just makes more work. But when you have a network of shows or a network of content, you got to do that. You got to have a single funnel to bring them instead of just like hoping the algorithm brings them. It's tough.
Okay. Where can people find you? What's the best platform?
Right, YouTube. I mean, I'm on X too. Sounds crazy. Twitter.
Yeah, X.
I'm on X right now. You know, yeah, it's Rob CLTV. And over on YouTube, it's CLTV as well. And From the Stash Podcast on all audio platforms and YouTube.
Hey, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, please give the podcast a 5-star review. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Rob, for being a guest.
Absolutely, man.
And we'll see you guys next time.